because this boy Benny, man, oh my God, look, Benny Johnson is the reason why Democrats use the term conservatives. All right.
Your over emotional takes and your humiliating crash outs have been embarrassing for you and all of us who've been doing this, me, for nearly 2 decades.
Well, what's actually embarrassing is that this result of this election reveals that the people who are left in MAGA are literally in a cult. That daddy tells them what to do and then they do it. And it also was $32 million that came from Israel.
It's the shilling.
Benny Johnson, I've been a guest on the show. He's a very affable fellow, but he's wrong about this 1,000%. But I don't think he's actually being wrong. I think he is. Well, it's not for me to say what's in his head. I'll say this. I'm surprised he doesn't know better than what he's.
I'm sorry, but like Benny Johnson, he's just too all in. Like he is MAGA. If MAGA goes, Benny Johnson goes. I think that's what he thinks in his head. Honestly, if he was just to speak out against some of the BS that Trump is doing, people would respect him more. But instead, he just finds an argument for whatever bullshit Trump is doing. Like, let's just be real here. And that's what irritates me about Benny Johnson. And I mean, a lot of people feel this way about him, is that dog. You literally do way too much shilling and you have all this connection to the administration. And this is why you do the shilling, because you don't want to lose that connection. But hey, I guess the connection of the administration is more important than, you know, the values that MAGA stood up for, that MAGA voted for. But it is what it is. Oh, guys, make sure to like the video, guys. Appreciate the support.
About to say. So he said the lesson of tonight, meeting Thomas Massie, losing to a billionaire-funded Zionist campaign, running against the guy with zero personality, zero charisma, and running against everything that Donald Trump campaigned on.
Right.
So, and by the way, remember, Thomas Massie, he won like unanimously. I don't think he even had a vote go against him the last time he ran for Congress.
That's right.
And then so him saying the lesson of tonight is politics is a war zone. Pick your team, fight like hell, betray your team, get left to die. Let's listen.
I know the loudest and most insufferable political commentary accounts are all new on this platform and are probably on life support right now, given the Thomas Massie blowout defeat that just happened. But let me explain this to you.
I don't know who he's talking about. At first, I thought he was talking about me, but I'm not new. I've been around since 2009.
Calmly and slowly. It was always going to happen. You weren't living in reality because you haven't been doing this long enough.
AKA, bro, no. We understand we've been living in reality, but we thought that we were going to break the norm of donors buying elections and get whatever the F they want, of knocking out every independent voice so they can just have a whole bunch of yes men. That's like, trust me, we know what the F is going on. We've been new about this. We thought that MAGA stood for different, though. And you guys going along with this lets us know that no, it's not. And you over here making this argument, go like, oh, you guys are childish to think any different. No. You're childish for thinking that we shouldn't expect better.
You don't understand the laws of gravity around here. And so your over emotional takes and your humiliating crash outs have been embarrassing for you and all of us who've been doing this, me, for nearly 2 decades.
Well, what's actually embarrassing is that this result of this election reveals that the people who are left in MAGA are literally in a cult. Mm-hmm. That daddy tells them what to do and then they do it. And it also was $32 million that came from Israel. So it wasn't about he didn't betray his team.
It's like, yeah, you should be okay with a foreign lobby or a foreign lobby buying out a seat. You should be okay with that. They're telling us you should be okay that 3 pro-Israel, pro-Zionist billionaires pulled up and poured $38 million into a primary, into a Senate seat, and we should be okay with that, right? That's what you're telling us. We should just allow the same type of corruption that the Dems were allowing with George Soros, right? That's what we should be doing. Do you guys hear yourselves?
Donald Trump betrayed MAGA and everything he ran on. So he's got it flipped. And I think he knows he has it flipped, but who doesn't matter. He's wrong. The embarrassing thing is that you are all in a cult now. 100% in a cult. Thomas Massie, who did who won like unanimously the last time he ran, now loses to a guy because there was $32 billion in Zionist Israeli money, and Daddy Donald Trump told you to vote against him. That was it. And the people who really voted against him were the 55 and older crowd, the geriatrics who watch Fox News, and they absorbed that $32 million of propaganda. So this idea that if you betray your team, you're going to lose. First of all, he didn't betray the team. The team betrayed him. He stayed principled. He wanted to expose pedophiles. And the people in Kentucky, as Keaton said, they used to say, we don't like pedophiles around here, except when we do.
Well, if it's for Israel.
If it's for Israel, then we do.
Well, that is a chosen people. They can choose to do how they wish.
So the embarrassing thing is that the guy you're supporting, Donald Trump, is still harboring the Epstein files. He's still covering up for the billionaire pedo class. Right. And you don't have a problem with that. So that would be that's what should be embarrassing. Now he's saying that the reason why he lost.
Here's the thing: Benny Johnson actually agrees that the handling of the Epstein files were terrible. Come on now, it's really hard to sit there and shill for that. What he's shilling for is the fact that, oh no, it's okay for donor just to pull up and put $38 million behind a Senate seat. And remember, these races, guys, the maximum spending that's usually done is like what, $500,000 to maybe $1 million. Rarely it ever gets past that. Bro, they 30x that with $38 million, guys. I mean, MAGA's supposed to be against money in politics. We're supposed to be against the the status quo. And this is the status quo right here of billionaires pretty much buying out seats, buying out politicians. And that's exactly what happened here in front of our face. And we have MAGA cheerleading for it.
So it's because there was $32 billion put against him. I mean, $1 million. He didn't lose on ideas. He lost because of propaganda and misframing and lies. That's why he lost.
He's right about it being a war zone.
And what this shows you is that the people who voted for him are the softest brained, smooth brained, easily manipulated, susceptible to propaganda people in the world. That's what this tells you, because Thomas Massie hasn't changed one iota since the last time he won there, and he won unanimously. And here we are. And the people who changed is Donald Trump and the Republican establishment behind Donald Trump.
Yeah, I know. MAGA went from AIPAC bad to AIPAC good to, donor money bad to, now donor money good. It's like, wait, what? It's like, went from war bad to, war good. Yeah, y'all done switched up. It can no longer be denied. Y'all done definitely switched up.
So that's what, to me, that's what would be embarrassing. And to pretend that this was like some fair and square election and that Republicans were always going to turn on Thomas Massie without $32 million in evil genocide pedo money is just dishonest.
Right. He's dishonest.
So let's play a little bit more.
Understood what was about to happen to Thomas Massie, because ultimately politics is a war zone. Politics is not about your niche boutique issues on things. It's about a team sport. In war, you pick a side and you fight with that side. If you don't fight with that side, if you fight against your side, you'll get left in the dirt, in the mud.
So we spent $38 million fighting against our own side. Wouldn't that money been better used for the midterms? That is not looking so good for Republicans right now. But you spent $38 million to get a show for Israel? Like, come on, bro. Like I said, you can't sit here and fearmonger on the Dems when you guys are doing everything but making sure you can secure the midterms.
That's what happens in war. You'll be put in the trench.
His side betrayed the movement. He didn't betray the movement. His side betrayed the movement. That's what should be embarrassing, and it should have you pissed off instead of somehow weirdly gloating that democracy is susceptible to $32 million in evil genocide pedo money to convince geriatric smooth brains who watch Fox News to vote against their own interests. That's what this is. what the people in Kentucky did, the people vote 55 and over, because let's remember, Thomas Massie won everybody 55 and under. So what this proves is that people are easily manipulated to vote against their own interests. That's what.
I mean, yeah, bro. If you looked at the type of propaganda they was putting out with that 38 million, bro, they had an AI propaganda video of Thomas Massie walking into a motel room with what was I think it was AOC and Rashida Tlaib. I'm just like, oh wow, okay, you guys are doing the most. Pretty much making it seem like, oh, Massie aligns with a Democrat. He's secretly a Democrat, when no, he's just actually more MAGA than the guys who pretend to be MAGA. He's more America first than the guys who pretend to be America first, but who's actually Israel first.
What this really proves. That's the embarrassing thing here, that that we're not an example.
But all right, though, let's get into our guy Dan Bongino. And shout out to our guy Jimmy Dore. You gotta like him. You gotta like him. But all right. Oh, guys, make sure to like the video as well. Let's get more people in on the conversation by liking the video, smashing that like button if you're on Rumble or YouTube.
However, when I got up there in that position, I could not believe what
was that position with your ass in the air, or were you on both knees?
Bro, it was face down ass up.
Was it face down ass up? Because I think that was the position you're referring to, right?
What a punk he is.
Nah, that was wild.
Dan Bongino,
friend of the show,
is I haven't seen a case of classic projection, unconscious projection that Carl Jung has taught us about.
Nah, that's disrespectful.
This is it. There's everything that he's about to say, he could be saying into a mirror. Okay? So let's listen to here was him campaigning against Thomas Massie. Listen to this.
It's a difficult conversation for me because I really believed in this guy. I did. I supported him.
And he didn't change one bit, but I did. As soon as
I mean, that's the funny thing is, I could say the same thing about Dan Bongino. It's like, dog, we thought you was gonna go in there and make sure Kash Patel stayed in line, because honestly, we know Dan Bongino more than Kash Patel, but then you end up falling in line with the same deep state corruption that he did, trying to tell us that Epstein killed himself and all this good stuff, and you weren't able to show us where that is. And then once the Epstein files come out, which kind of makes sense why the Republicans were against releasing it, because they already told the FBI to tell us a fantasy. Yeah, when it comes out, you can't point to us where in the Epstein files it says that Epstein killed himself. Can't even point us to where it says it at. Can't even point us to where it says he trafficked children, to himself, or Ghislaine only trafficked children to Epstein. You can't point that out where it says it. But so trust me, bro, we thought you was gonna do the right thing, and oh no, you effed that up. You kind of killed all trust. Now there's still some delusional people who sit there and have trust in you after that betrayal, but hey, most people, no.
I supported him,
and he didn't change one bit, but I did. As soon as I got power, as soon as I got hired at the FBI, I completely flipped on everything. So that's why it's a difficult conversation for Dan Bongino. Because it reveals him to be an empty shell of a person with absolutely no conviction, no character, and no integrity. That's why this is a tough conversation. But now he's going to do the projection.
For a while, even when, him and President Trump butted heads. Been good on some issues. But I'm going to tell you something. I have never been as disappointed in a human being in politics.
He's been good on some issues. What are the issues he hasn't been good on? He doesn't tell you.
Oh, this Epstein law that Dan didn't want passed, and any of these people
want
passed.
As I am in Tom Massie. I largely stayed out of that race and make too many comments on it. Because the people of Kentucky who choose who they want. If they want Tom Massie, I'm not a resident of that district. I live in Florida. You pick who you want. Got his opponent coming on in just a little bit, about an hour. We'll ask some questions about some issues that matter to you, constitutional carry, Iran, NATO. However, when I got up there in that position, I could not believe what
was that position with your ass in the air, or were you on both knees?
It was face down ass up.
Was it face down ass up? Because I think that was the position you're referring to, right?
What a punk he is. What a punk.
He's so easy to make fun of.
That's why he blocked me.
He blocked
blocked
me.
too.
He blocked me, but he still tweets about me. Which we're going to talk about that in a second.
I could not believe what a fraud this guy was.
He's talking to a mirror.
I mean, like an epic level fraud.
He's
Whatever
talking-
you
he's
think of
talking
this
to a
guy, I'm
mirror.
telling you, I have no dog in the fight. I supported him. He is.
The dog in the fight is that you're a cuck to Israel, and everybody knows that.
He said that before he got in. What are you passionate about? Defending Israel. So there's your dog. And that's why you want to hide the Epstein thing.
That's right.
Absolute fraud. Fraud. He decided to do some money bomb thing and just completely BSing people about my record there. Just lying to your face.
You mean that you covered up the pedos that you said you were going to go in and expose? That you told people don't let up on this Epstein thing? You mean like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a shaved Donkey Kong, Shabbos Goy. Oh, wait, I said that. Sorry.
I tried multiple times to get this guy to come over to give him a briefing on a case he kept bloviating about on Twitter, causing a serious problem, by the way.
Oh,
And I thought he believed in due process. Supposedly a libertarian, wants to try a case on X. And he didn't do it. I was there from March until January of this year. You know how many times he came over to visit and ask about these cases despite multiple offers, cases he kept bloviating about? Well, we could have actually told him. Zero. And there's nothing he's going to tell you. All of his BS responses, his fake community notes, it's all a distraction from the fact that he doesn't want to admit that he was offered a detailed briefing within certain parameters on these matters he's bloviating about on X in order to attack President Trump and others and due process. Could have cleared it up for him right away.
Meaning we were going to let him know that we have to do the bidding of Israel and keep these files secret. But he wouldn't come over and listen to me tell him that. Okay.
And he just didn't want to do it because he preferred to be stupid. Nothing will change that. He'll try to distract you with his razzle dazzle.
Nothing is going to change the fact that you are a cuck to Israel, face down, ass up, 100%. Gaping hole, and that you lied to everybody. You lied to everybody about Epstein committing suicide. You lied to everybody. You lied to everybody that there's nothing in the files, which is, I guess, why Trump won't release them, because there's nothing in them. Tell me how that makes sense. The only way that makes sense is that you're a liar.
His bot army, like we haven't been through this before.
You know who has the bot army? It's the lone congressman from Kentucky, not the state of Israel, AIPAC, the Adelsons,
IDF.
And the IDF.
The hostages.
I think you're the first time we've entered into a primary and supported a candidate and had other people come in with the bots and the bullshit. What do you think? We're like newbies at this? I promise I'll far outlast you. I promise.
Well, I don't know what you mean by outlast, because you already quit. You already tucked your tail like a bitch.
Do I have to make a sock puppet so I can bully him online again? Do I have to? It's amazing.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
He's making me. He's making me. This is your fault, Dan.
I already have 3 sock puppets already in the chamber. I haven't used them a lot lately, but I'm willing.
I'm going to make my own little IDF online Twitter so I can send him my fun AI movies I make.
Put it all before. The guy is a fraud.
Uh-huh.
Anyone telling you otherwise, including him, is lying. He did not want to know. He preferred to be dumb so he could plead ignorance on X and attack President Trump.
So I retweeted that. So by the way, this is Dan Bongino. You have no idea the nothing I am going to unleash.
Yeah.
That's Dan Bongino. He's a nothing.
Does BB fuck his face? Because his head looks pregnant.
His head does look pregnant. So I retweeted this stupid diatribe he just did, and I said, the guy who screamed for years about the Epstein files and promised to expose the Epstein class instead covered up the files and protected the pedos when in power. He is now calling the guy who got the law passed to release those files a fraud. Bongino is a cuck to Israel. And for that, he blocked me.
Oh.